Back in Ann Arbor, we get set for Michigan and Minnesota. Let's head down to the field. Third member of our team, Lynn Swan. Swanee.
Brad, thank you very much. I know we've talked a lot about the running game, but in my opinion, the passing game is going to be critical for both teams early on. If you watch the game last week, Penn State gave everyone a roadmap on how to put pressure on Minnesota. That means Chad Henne should come out and throw the ball deep and attack that secondary. If you can put pressure on them early, get up a big score, then Minnesota is going to have to put the ball in the air. Then that squarely puts the pressure back on their quarterback, Brian Cupido. Cupido comes off a loss last week. His confidence has to be regained on this football field. The team's offensive confidence has to be regained. He is going to have to find a way, even with his great running back Lawrence Maroney in the backfield, to find a way to get the ball in the air and put pressure on Michigan's defense. He is going to have to keep that defense off balance by throwing deep and being successful. So early in this ball game, look for both teams to put the ball in the air and put the ball in the air deep.
Minnesota won the toss and deferred. Jason Giannini to punt. Steve Breaston is back deep with Grant Mason. Breaston, who's been banged up this year, trying to get around the corner and got across the 25 out to about the 26-yard line.
It's been hot and cold a little bit. Like I mentioned, the two losses that Michigan had, he did not have his running back Mike Hart in the ball game. He makes a big difference.
And of course, we saw him against Notre Dame, and Hart went out early in that game with a hamstring injury. Here he is, Mike Hart. And just a short gain as Minnesota's defense was there to meet him. And there's Terry Malone, the offensive coordinator. This is only the second week Terry's been on the sideline. He made that switch last week, and the players really responded to him being down there with them on the bench. Henne had it tipped twice and incomplete. Avant got a hand on it.
Well, bottom line is you have two true freshmen on that defensive 11 for Minnesota.
Here's Henne to throw on 3rd and long. Has time. Tipped again and then caught at the 41-yard line, and it's a first down, and it's Avant. Henne now, quick drop and the slant complete. First down again. Jason Avant.
For Minnesota defensively, you got to control the heart and soul, and that is Mike Hart. You got to keep him under control, both rushing and receiving.
Let's see if he gets the call here on first down. He will. Stops in the hole and bounces off. So Michigan's got something working here on the opening drive. 2nd down and 7. Hart again. Right side's got some room. Got the corner. First down and then some. Mike Hart, guy Bob just talked about, all the way down to the 19-yard line.
Hart slides all the way over inside the right blocking right tackle for a nice run.
And now straight up the middle they go. Down near the 15-yard line. Pick up a 3. 8th play of the drive. 2nd down and 7. It'll draw inside to Hart. And Mike's down there. Another first down. Massacre, the tight end, in motion. Hart gets the call. Up the middle. Nice job that time by Minnesota. He did get down near the 5-yard line on second effort. Kyle McKenzie made the stop. With Bob Greasy and Lynn Swan, Brad Nessler with you from Michigan in Ann Arbor, where the Wolverines have taken the opening drive down to a 2nd down and goal. Play fake, Henne to the end zone, intended for Avant, incomplete. And it'll bring up 3rd down and goal. This year, they wanted to be better today, and we'll see if they do on their first trip down there. 3rd down and goal at the 6. 2 tight end set again with Ecker in there along with Massacre. Henne to throw. Pressured from behind, lofts it, incomplete, intended for the tight end Tyler Ecker. Trying to be the first team on the board. Michigan with the field goal, and it's up and it's good. So good looking drive, but it stalls down deep.
Brian Cupido getting ready to come out and give it a try here.
Rivas to kick. And it's taken a yard deep. Minnesota, they won't bring it out. Zachary Wallace thinks better of it, and Minnesota will go to work at its 20-yard line. Brian Cupido, the guy looking at the wristband there with his team around him. His numbers on the season: 9 touchdowns, 6 interceptions.
Cupido is ranked 9th in the Big Ten in total offense, but 4th in pass efficiency. So when he does throw it, he usually throws it pretty well.
Play fake to Maroney. Cupido to throw on first down and fires it complete. How about that? Swanee said they ought to go to the air early and loosen things up, and that's what they do. Is they go to wheel right, and there's one of the best centers in the country squatting over the ball, Greg Esslinger, and snaps it to Cupido, and now it's Maroney's turn for the first time. And Lawrence goes out for a pickup of about 3 before he's met by Dave Harris and Gabe Watson. Here's a throw out complete. It's Maroney on a little quick hitch out there in the flat, and he's got a first down for Minnesota. This is, though, a little ball control, mix it up, give it to the number 2 back in the country, but Michigan's waiting for him. No gain on the play. Dave Harris made the first hit. Here's Minnesota trying to respond, and Cupido just has one come off his hand as Woodley was chasing him in the Minnesota backfield. Minnesota with a 3rd and long to try to convert. 3rd and 10. Cupido throws and got his man, and it's going to be very close to a first down. So Micah Rucker's catch and getting his feet down in the right spot, vital to Minnesota's drive here on their opening march. They're into Michigan territory, just outside the Wolverine 45-yard line. 3 wideout grouping now for Minnesota. They spread it out, but they keep it on the ground to Maroney, and he's hit immediately. The average weight 288.
As compared to the average weight for the Michigan offensive line is 318. I can remember years that we come up here and that Michigan offensive line, there was an offensive lineman that would weigh over 300 pounds.
Either that or they wouldn't list him
Exactly.
that way. One of the two.
I think
Bo's up in his booth above us right now,
Yeah.
listening to us, and he's going, yeah, we didn't put him in there. 3rd down and 4, 9th play of the Gopher drive. They didn't win it that time. Ball came out at the very end. It's going to be scooped up. I don't think we've heard a whistle. And it's Willis Behringer going the other way for Michigan. A touchdown for the Wolverines. But will this be reviewed? I thought he was down. Gabe Watson made the tackle. The ball came out late. We're going to have to unravel this. There's a lot of Gophers still standing back there as if to say, we got another down coming up.
The runner's progress was stopped. It will be 4th down, Minnesota.
Minnesota 5 of 11 on their 4th down conversions. Quick slant, incomplete. Intended for Wheelwright, and a nice job defensively by Grant Mason. The Gophers of Minnesota went on 4th down, didn't convert, so Michigan will take over at its own 39-yard line. Mike Hart on the call on 1st down, and Hart, nice run, weaving his way through traffic, gets about 8 before the Gophers can bring him down. 2nd down and 3. 3 wideouts for Henny, but it's hard up the middle. And Mike's got a first down and then some into Minnesota territory again, down near the 47-yard line. First down, Michigan.
see Henny checking off.
Play action. Henny might want it all. Airing it out and getting tangled up, and flags flying all over the place as Minnesota picks off the pass, but Manningham and Jamal Harris got all tangled up, and the flags fly down near the 25-yard line. Going to be pass interference on Minnesota and an automatic first down for Michigan.
A matter of whether he held him or tackled him.
He did both, Bob.
First down at the 32. Toss, sweep, end around coming. Minnesota stretching it out, though, and Manningham's not going to get anything out of it. He loses 5 yards. 2nd down, 15. Henny across the middle. And a good job defensively again by McKenzie, the middle linebacker. He's made 2 big plays. Made that one on Jason Avant. 3rd down and 9. Henny straight drop. Here comes the pressure, and they got to him. And it's Steve Davis, the freshman we talked about, who can really pass rush. They like him a lot, and he comes up with a big sack. Dominic Jones is back at about the 10-yard line for the Golden Gophers. Kicks it straight up in the air, short and high, and Jones fields it at the 19-yard line. Well, they didn't get much out of that punt, that's for sure. Cupido on the rollout and the throw, and it's true again, or is he out of bounds? They're going to say he caught it, and right in front of the first down marker.
Everybody expects him to come out and run the ball down your throat. Just a down and out.
Jim Herman right there in the yellow cap, the defensive coordinator for Michigan, trying to help the official with the call. It didn't help. And Minnesota picks up about 9. Now it's Maroney, and he's got the first down across the 30-yard line. Maroney, in the first half of games this year, with the exception of Penn State, has been exceptional. He's going to split out in the slot here as a receiver.
He did this once before, and they threw the ball out to him.
They put those trips out there. This time they come with Russell the other way. And Russell's a good-looking back. I'll tell you what, you can talk all you want about Maroney. Gary Russell actually had a better game than Lawrence did last week against the Nittany Lions. Russell again, this time left side. Got some pretty good blocking out there, and he's got the first down. Dave Harris, who we spent some time with yesterday, the inside linebacker for Michigan, having a big day so far. Cupido all day to throw. Wide open. Got his man again, and it's a first down inside the Michigan 40 as Jakari Wallace, probably the smallest guy on the Gopher team, has an 18-yard catch. First down at the Michigan 39. Now they swing it out again. This is Wheelwright. Maroney rather, trying to dance through, so it's the second time in 3 formations that they have thrown it out there to him. Behringer made the stop. Second down and long. Maroney hitting the backfield. Breaks free from that would-be tackler. Puts a move on and still on his feet. Tough run, his best of the day, and he really had to work for it to get it down to the 32-yard line. 3rd and 3.
This is 2 downs here. If you don't make it here, you're going to either kick it or go for it.
And they go on the option, and Cupido's got the first down. And Cupido, not a big guy as far as known for his running, but remember, he's the guy that actually won the Purdue game for him. And he was the most shocked by the call of anybody. He said, "You guys aren't going to believe what they just called from the sideline. It's me on a keeper on the option." Now it's Russell going down inside the 15-yard line. The Gophers have done a nice job this year in the red zone. 3rd in the Big Ten. They've got it down to a 2nd down and a yard right at the Michigan 15-yard line. Maroney, the tailback, behind Valentine, the fullback, will get the call, and driving, still on his feet, and he's going to have the first down. Stretch play to Maroney. Cuts inside, flag down, probably a holding call as Maroney got to the 10. It's going to be a block below the waist, illegal block below the waist against Minnesota.
College football, there is no legal clipping zone anymore. You cannot do this. They're trying to get away from knee injuries to the defensive linemen, and that is one way that you're going to get them, is when they clip from behind.
Well, Michigan lost one of their defensive linemen for a very reason last week against Michigan State, and now Minnesota confused after the timeouts and adds to their woes with another penalty.
Ball start. 64. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Well, the left side of the Minnesota line's not having a great drive here, are they? Now it'll change the way Minnesota probably plays it here. Let's see if Cupido will put it up. No, they will keep it on the ground. Maroney out to the 30. That's about it. Here, 3-0 Michigan. Minnesota trying to change it. Cupido back to throw. Completes it. Wheelwright wheels around, but got only to the 20-yard line because Grant Mason stayed with him. 3rd and 17. Cupido got a man open out there, and Wallace, he gets some of it back, and it'll at least give their field goal kicker a little better opportunity. They probably weren't planning on picking up 17 yards, but they had to get some of it back.
Exactly. It's imperative that Minnesota gets some points out of this drive and get them on the board.
At the 19-yard line, a 29-yard field goal attempt by Giannini to try to tie the game, and he's got it up and good. So much like Rivas going that direction in the first quarter, Giannini does it in the second quarter for Minnesota. Here's the kick. And Michigan will get a chance from about the 5-yard line. And Steve Breston gets it out. 3-3 here in Ann Arbor. Thompson flushes out of the backfield. Play action. Henne down the middle and in and out of the hands of his tight end, Tyler Ecker. And those tight ends don't catch, they don't drop many, I should say. And Ecker had it right there. 2nd and 10. Henne fires a deep out. Nice catch by Yvonne. That's the way you catch him. Jason's already got 4 catches on the day. Hart hitting the backfield and then stood up by Davis and run out of bounds. Last week against Michigan State, another 218 yards, 4th 200-yard rushing game already, and he's 19 years old.
And that was a big game for Michigan to go over to East Lansing and to win that game. They needed to win in the worst way.
Whoa, Henne leveled from behind, and they're saying that he is throwing the ball. It's not a fumble. And that time he got blasted from behind in the throwing motion by Mario Reese.
Reese is a linebacker. Nobody picks him up. He came free.
Coach Mason saying fumble.
He's way out on the field. He wanted a fumble.
3rd and 9, Henne to throw. Waits, good coverage in the secondary by Minnesota. Comes back to his safety valve and completes it, but it's going to be short of the first down. Carl Tabb gets run out. Ross Ryan to punt.
He wasn't too excited last week.
You're right about that. Ryan, kind of a knuckleball up high in the air. Fair catch taken at about the 19-yard line. Minnesota first down. Toss sweep. Oh, what a hit put on by Chris Graham, the linebacker. Maroney's going to remember that one for a minute or two. He'll give it to Maroney. Straight off tackle this time and a good run. Out across the 25.
And last week's game was really a roadmap against Penn State to how to play Minnesota, and the defense was a big part of it.
No doubt. Here's a throw out in the flat, incomplete. Justin Kusek to kick. And not a good punt here either. Neither punter has done a very good job so far today, but Minnesota gets a great roll out of this. And it goes down inside the 35-yard line.
Ann Arbor, Michigan. Nice little tackle.
It sure is. Here is Mike Hart on first down, and he almost dropped the ball at the end of the play. Minnesota says
he hadn't fumbled in a long time, Brad.
Yeah, he hasn't. It's been about, what, 300 and maybe 34 touches without a fumble?
The previous play is being reviewed.
I mean, we know it's a fumble. His knees are not down. The ball is out.
Initially, I thought Hart fell on it, but under review at Michigan Stadium. As Mike Hart, who never fumbles, fumbled the football. It appeared as though Minnesota recovered. Here's the official call.
After video review, the player was ruled down. No fumble. Michigan's ball. Second down 5.
Well, I don't agree with that one, but I know the folks in Minneapolis are not too happy with that call, or in all of Minnesota. This time Hart gets the call again. Got only about a yard, maybe a yard and a half. Steve Davis made the tackle. 3 wideouts. Manningham in motion toward the ball. Henny with a deep drop. Here comes the pressure again, and they got him. And it's going to be a holding call on top of it. Anthony Montgomery's going to get credit for the sack. So maybe it was poetic justice in all of that, that what looked like a fumble to us is going to go back to Minnesota
65.
anyway.
Offense. Penalties decline. 4th down.
Hennigy was holding on Montgomery, and it didn't even help because Big Anthony, the team captain, got the sack anyway. Minnesota's second sack of the day. So Ross Ryan, you look behind him as he gets set to kick again to Dominic Jones. High kick, really hanging up there. Jones waits on it. Boy, he waited a long time, and he paid the price. He got leveled by Brandon Harrison on the punt coverage team, dropped him in his tracks. 45-yard punt. Here's Lawrence Maroney on the run, maybe his best of the day. He got the corner and then paid a big price to one of the defensive backs at the end of a 14-yard gain. Leon Hall's the guy that got cracked by Maroney. Best run of the day by Lawrence. Cupido to throw this time. Dangerous pass. He got it to his man, but for the yard gain, what they got out of that, it could have been intercepted. 2nd down and 10. Tie game. Michigan showing blitz. They back out of it as Russell gets the call up the middle and got to the 35-yard line, and that's it. Chris Graham in on another stop. Boy, those two inside linebackers, Dave Harris and Chris Graham, have made a lot of plays already for Michigan. 3rd down and 8 for the Gophers. Cupido pressured, incomplete. He really took a shot from Lamar Woodley when he let go of that football. Preston is back deep for Michigan. Low snap. Kusik handles it. Not a good kick again unless he gets the good bounce, which he does. Maybe he's got that down to a science.
Well, the wind is blowing from left to right, and he's had some problems kicking into that wind.
It's the battle for the Little Brown Jug. They started it in 1903. And Michigan has won 16 straight over the Gophers. Tie game right now at 3-3. Henny with plenty of time, fires, the ball complete. Manningham's got it, and he's got a first down out in front of Jamal Harris. Play action, Henny to throw. Again's got a man, and it's complete, and it's Steve Breaston, and the fans are going to like that. A flag down as Breaston gets a big gainer. Maybe roughing the passer. Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't want to be going after the quarterback's head. on the other side, the other quarterback for Minnesota, Brian Cupido's heading to the locker room. And remember, he took a big hit from Woodley on the last pass that he attempted. So one quarterback's moving it down the field, one's moving it to the locker room. Michigan's moving it into Minnesota territory inside the 30-yard line. Henny again fires, tips, and incomplete. John Shevlin back deep in coverage. The linebacker got a hand on it. So the two stars in the backfield for Minnesota. One questionable, and maybe the other one is too. Here's Henny. In and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Tim Massacoy, the tight end. Tim playing with a cast on. It's hard for him to make a catch. Minnesota thinking about a blitz from the corner. They won't come with it. Henny with plenty of time. Going deep. Avant's in the corner. Oh, just over his outstretched arms. He laid out for it. Tremaine Banks was back there, but he was beaten by a step, and Henny had just a little too much on it. 47-yard field goal attempt now by Rivas. That would be his longest of the year. The kick on the way. And that little bit of wind going that way helped him. He got it. Lawrence Maroney is back there as one of the two return guys, along with Jakari Wallace, number 7. So he apparently is okay. I always wonder about having your star running back shagging kicks. You take some big hits if you return kicks, and you'd think that takes some of the gas out of your tank eventually. This one they're not going to have a chance at anyway. Rivas knocks it out of the back of the end zone, and Minnesota will work from the 20-yard line with a brand new quarterback. The redshirt freshman from Hutchinson, Minnesota, Tony Mortenson's chance right here with Brian Cupido in the Gopher locker room. Here's a toss. Maroney waits for his blockers. Football! Michigan's got it. Chris Graham took it out of midair. You'll see Behringer come in, the helmet right on the ball.
Right there.
And Chris Graham says, I got it.
As Lloyd Card was telling us, the safety play here has been the best since he's been here.
Yep.
It's been a long time. Both Behringer and Engelman.
At the 23, Mike Hart. Minnesota stretches it out. Hart stumbled a little bit on his own there. And he is not 100%, he told us yesterday. We said, well, give us a percent. He goes, I don't know, 90, maybe 95%. Avant in motion, 2nd and 10. Henny with time, got a man wide open. Breston inside the 5. 1st and goal, Michigan. So Breston with 2 big catches on this drive, and all of a sudden, Mr. Electrifying has come to life here in Michigan. 1st and goal at the Gopher 5, trying to take advantage of the fumble recovery, and Avant too far in the corner. Henny got it way too far out in front of him, and that's the 2nd time Avant has had a step on Tremaine Banks, but Chad Henny hasn't put it where he needed to. Minnesota shifting on their front wall on 2nd and goal. The give inside. Mike Hart banging his way toward the goal line, but not quite. Got that close. 3 tight ends. Massacoy, the motion man. Mike Hart, airborne.
I don't think
didn't get there. 4th and goal for the Wolverines. Same play. Hart, touchdown.
Yeah, that's the play you got to run. Just line up in I formation and give it to him again.
The extra point is good. Lawrence Maroney on the left wants another chance. Brian Cupido is back out of the Gopher locker room, and he's licking his fingers, so he's going to be the quarterback for the Gophers. But the last time the turnover turned into a 23-yard drive in 6 plays for Michigan, and a 1-yard Mike Hart touchdown run has given the Wolverines a 10-point lead. Jakari Wallace about 3 yards deep, and he's going to bring it. A little guy with a lot of speed, and he squirts out to about the 25-yard line. Best starting field position for Minnesota. Nice play action. Now let's see Cupido's arm. Well, he had plenty on that one, but he overshot his intended receiver, Ernie Wheelwright. Everybody in tight. Toss to Lawrence Maroney. Lamar Woodley made the stop after a pickup of about 3. Minnesota in desperate need of a drive to continue here. Would love to get this 3rd down conversion. Cupido over the middle, and they've got it. Got it to the tight end. We mentioned him earlier, Matt Spaeth. Drive does stay alive with 2 minutes left. Cupido, play action again. Plenty of time. Deep ball down the middle. He's got his man. Inside the 30. Down to the 27-yard line, and it's Ellerson. Jared Ellerson Gary Russell in at tailback. He'll get the call with the blockers out in front. And Russell works his way, and boy, did you see those guys on the offensive line of Minnesota pull out. They are dancing bears, as you would say.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah, it is.
Well, if you saw it in the graphic,
yeah, that's not quite fair.
No, this was a month ago when we were doing Big Ten graphics.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. It's third down, Minnesota. Cupido lofts it for Wheelwright. Got it! Touchdown! Ernie Wheelwright, perfect pass from Cupido. And Minnesota is back in it.
That's a great throw.
And the extra point is up and good. So.
And Bob and Brad,
second week in a row that Wheelwright caught a touchdown pass.
Big difference on those plays when Chad Henne's going for Avant, not giving him a real chance to go up for that kind of play, where Cupido does give his receiver the big chance.
Yep. A high short kick. Breaston's going to take it on the fly at the 20. And got across the 30 to about the 32-yard line. First down for Chad Henne. Oh, high pass, and that could have been a problem as he was trying to get it to Massacoy, and it was way over his head. His counterpart, Henne, back to throw down the middle and intended for Massacoy again. Incomplete. 3rd and 10. Michigan might give this ball back to Minnesota if they don't watch out. Hart tackled at the 36-yard line, and the clock's running down, but Minnesota looks to have the return on. Clean snap. Ryan lays it up. Again, a high kick. And it's going to be Jones at the 25. Jones bouncing off tacklers, got across the 35. Nifty little return.
Colin Montgomery's leading, or was yesterday.
Cupido to throw. Deep pass on the sideline. Wheelwright's got it, but he's hit immediately, and a flag down. Oh, it's going to go against Minnesota. 2nd down and 10. Here comes a blitz. And Maroney only gets back to the line of scrimmage. So now it appears that Minnesota will let the clock wind down and head to the locker room. Sun out now. It's about 58 degrees, and the second half is underway. Jakari Wallace from a yard deep. Wallace into the secondary. Across midfield and bumped out of bounds. And boy, you talk about a big play that Minnesota would want to have to open up a 3rd quarter. There it is. And coming off the line, Minnesota, you talk about Mike Nicholson. Boy, he was getting a head start. I don't think he had the snap count right.
Start, 60, offense, 5-yard penalty.
Well, guys, I talked to Glenn Mason as he was coming down, and he knew this would be a tough football game, and it's everything he anticipated. Most importantly, when I talked about him about the difference in the drive for the touchdown at the end, I said, what makes a difference? He goes, well, you know, you coach 2 ways. You coach not to lose, or you coach to win. I talked to him about the plays that he called, going for the 4th down. He says, hey, I've been places where you need to make those kinds of calls. I'm not afraid to take a risk. In the second half, he'll continue with that kind of philosophy when it comes to play selection and trying to move his team forward.
Well, when you've only beaten a team twice since 1968, you might as well take a couple chances, and that's what Minnesota has looked at. And of course, it hasn't been all Glenn's, but a lot of coaches. And a lot of coaches have bad streaks against Michigan. They'll let you know that one too.
Yeah, 16 straight losses to Michigan go along with that, losing 33 of the last 35.
86 was the last time Minnesota beat Michigan. 2nd down and 11. Cupido, quick drops, hit in the backfield, and down he goes. And it's Alan Branch, a big sophomore defensive end, that just ran right into Cupido. And it's a personal foul on a face mask on the quarterback.
I mean, no penalties so far in this ballgame.
Until just a second ago.
Exactly.
Maroney spreads it out to the left side, stiff arms a man, got inside the 20, and he's run out of bounds over there near another 1st down. Tell you what, when he was shaken up and went to the locker room, that locker room was good to him because he's played a lot better since he came out. Here's Maroney breaking a tackle, and he's got it down, 1st and goal, Minnesota, right at the 10-yard line. And now Minnesota knocking on the Michigan door.
Yeah, that's what you can see. What you can't see is that offensive line up front blocking for him.
Maroney puts a move on, puts his head down, and got 4, almost 5. Maroney trying to take it wide, and a great job by Alan Branch again. I brought you out for Wheelwright too right now. He's wide to the left side of the top of your screen. Cupido Back to Wheelwright, corner. In and out of his hands. Couldn't hold it. Morgan Trent was right there. Giannini, who hit earlier, to try a 26-yarder to tie it up, and he has. We're deadlocked at 13 in Ann Arbor between the Golden Gophers and the Wolverines. Steve Breaston on the kick from the 5. Breaston's got a seam. He might be gone. Steve Breaston, the kicker, trying to cut him off and got a piece of him. Breaston inside the 30, the 20. Steve Breaston's gone. Touchdown, Michigan. Breaston trying to catch his breath over there on the Michigan sideline. Cupido's got that helmet strapped on, ready for the Michigan defense to be looking at him. Short, high kick taken by Jason Lamers, who took about 3 of those against Penn State last week. He's a busy kick returner for a backup fullback. Cupido pump fakes, wants to go deep down the sideline, and it's going to be an interference call on Leon Hall playing against Logan Payne. Michigan was showing blitz, and I think it got the Minnesota offensive line the jitters a little bit. Looked like a false start on the Gophers.
False start, 81. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
As you mentioned, they don't bring as much pressure, and he's had more time on those first down throws. Here he is again on a play action. The deep outs, diving attempts, incomplete. Ellerson out there, and again Cupido does not have a big time arm. He had that man open and didn't get it there.
Yep.
A handoff to Russell, back onto the Michigan side of the field at about the 48-yard line. Dave Harris, number 45, another tackle. Going deep, left sideline for Wheelwright. And he overshot it.
There's a flag. The ball, it was jammed and the ball was in the air. That'd be
another pass interference.
Yes.
So boy, 2 killer penalties against Michigan. Maroney in as part of that 3 receiver grouping down there in the bottom of your screen again, but they go with Russell straight up the middle, and Russell's inside the 30 to the 29. Second down and 5. Toss sweep. Maroney looked like he wanted to throw that. Put the ball in his hand like he almost had a notion for an option pass, but he got about a yard out of the deal, and it's 3rd down. And Russell gets the call, hit in the backfield, broke a tackle, got away, and he got a first down. That's why we said, how about having that guy for a backup? Prescott Burgess is the guy that looked like he had him. And now Russell right into the thick of things, got 2 more, maybe a little bit more than that. Pat Massey in on the stop defensively. Massey, one of the captain's big guys, 6'8", 283.
Says he eats pizza late at night.
Yeah, sometimes midnight, 1 in the morning. Having a pizza.
I want to go to sleep. I got to eat this pizza.
Cupido throws complete to his tight end inside the 15 as it's posthumous down to the 14-yard line. Graham is a big Michigan fan, a Michigan alum, in fact. Here's Russell, and he's got another first down. So now it's the powerful legs of Gary Russell, not the swivel hips of Lawrence Maroney, that's getting the job done for the Golden Gophers.
6 straight years they've had 2,000 yards rushing and passing.
First down. Minnesota can get a first down inside the Michigan 1. Maroney inside the 5, and he's down to the 3. Payne and Wheelwright, the wide receivers. 2 tight ends set. Maroney right side. Is he there? Very close. And Minnesota comes in with Valentine, their fullback. Maroney, the tailback, in the eye. First and goal, Minnesota trying to tie the game. Maroney into the pile, burrowing his way. Still didn't get there. Minnesota trying to tie the game. Second and goal, straight ahead. Still no touchdown. Let's see if Maroney or Russell do. Third and goal. Toss sweep. Russell throws the block. Maroney's got the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Kick is up and good. There's Batman and Robin for the Minnesota Gophers. Their dynamic duo. One guy led the way, got a couple big third down conversion runs. Number 24, Gary Russell. Then he was the lead blocker for Maroney from a yard out.
Russell did the blocking, and Maroney goes over and sits down next to him and says, "That's the way to go, my man."
Breaston touches it at the 7. The last time he took it the distance. He's got another shot. Cuts outside and trips on his own at the 48-yard line. 58 minutes. They've been cold. They haven't been out there. They are now with great field position. Mike Hart into Minnesota territory on the first carry for him in a long time, down to the 49-yard line.
Well, Minnesota owns another streak they'd like to not have, and that is longest Big Ten team that hasn't been in the Super Bowl.
The Rose Bowl.
I mean the Rose Bowl, excuse me.
They didn't do well in the Super Bowl either. 4 times. In and out of the hands. You messed that up one time, by the way.
That's true.
Michigan's missed its last 7 third down conversions. Here is number 7 to throw, and he's got it complete to Breaston. It's a first down, and Steve Breaston putting on a show here today.
Yes.
First down for Michigan at the Minnesota 40. Kenny, the play fake, and fires out. Tough catch at the 30 by Jason Avant. Was a first down for Jason Avant. Now it's Mike Hart, and Hart goes for about 8 more. Second down and short. Kenny steps up in the pocket and fires too far in front of Jason in the corner of the end zone. Breaston in motion as Hart gets the call, and Minnesota knew it was coming. Rivas out of the Gutierrez hold, and this one no way. All the way over to the corner of the end zone. We talked about Minnesota last week with their quick starts under Glenn Mason. It has been a problem against Michigan because the Gophers last season, they were 5-0 when they came in here, squandered a fourth quarter lead, and then lost 5 of their last 6. Cupido, play action, going deep, double coverage there. The ball tips, almost intercepted. Trying to get the ball to Logan Payne, and a holding call to boot on the Minnesota
But it wouldn't
offense.
have made any difference.
So this has always been kind of the watershed game for Minnesota, which way their season's going to go, and they're playing Michigan. Right now they're playing them even. But boy, there's some hitting going on both sides of the ball as Maroney lost a yard. We're tied here. Maroney changes the ball over to that right hand as he trots out of bounds with flags down at the first down marker. Second holding call in a row for Minnesota on this drive. They fake the stretch play to Maroney, and Cupido goes deep on the sideline and overshot wheelwrights. Even the band trying to make it hard on the Gophers offense. And they'll keep it on the ground to Maroney. And Maroney got the corner. He got run down from behind, but he almost snuck out there and got a first down. He got 13 yards on the carry. Took 172 yards against Eastern Michigan. His 3rd punt return career touchdown. 95-yard kickoff return earlier in this game. He's going to have to let this one go, though. Tell you what, Cusek's got some good rolls today at the end of his punts. 20-20 with 1:34 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Minute 34. This is only Michigan's 2nd possession of the 2nd half.
With a minute to go in the 3rd quarter here. Mike Hart trying to change direction, and Minnesota's defense equal to the task. And Steve Breaston has a 95-yard kickoff return for a score for Michigan wrapped around their field goals. Henny in trouble, and down he goes. Steve Davis, the freshman, the 2nd time today that he has sacked Chad Henny. Dominic Jones back deep for Minnesota. Again, he got it way up in the air. Jones looks up in the sun, takes it, and dropped it. Michigan might have it.
I think Minnesota got it back.
Minnesota got it back. Jakari Wallace, I think, was there. In the Big Ten today, Northwestern has beaten Wisconsin. Indiana a winner the other 2 games later, so that makes that battle in the Big Ten between Ohio State and Penn State even bigger, with Wisconsin having lost. It also, as Lloyd Carr told us, he tells his guys, we can still win the Big Ten. 2nd and 14. Wallace, the motion man, into the slot. Cupido, the quick throw. And interference is going to be called on Michigan again on Grant Mason, and it was Maroney, or was it Wheelwright? It was Wheelwright again. Those two have been tangled up all day.
Mason just read this the whole way. Minnesota dominated the 3rd quarter, keeping the ball 10.5 minutes compared to like 4.5 for Michigan.
Tell you what, they'd take a 10.5-minute drive right now, wouldn't they? Cupido with a lot of time. Now he's got to get rid of it, and almost intercepted and then almost caught. Russell in at tailback. Here he comes, and down he goes, courtesy of Dave Harris, who's had a whale of a game at linebacker today. Cupido going to go deep down the near sideline to Ellerson, and it's incomplete. Good coverage by Grant Mason that time. He had him all the way. Now Kusek to punt. Preston trying to get near it and had to back away at the last moment. This one takes a Michigan bounce. Kenny, the quick toss, gets it out to Manningham, the freshman wide receiver, and Manningham about knocked out of bounds before he could get to the first down marker. Got about 7. Here's Hart. And he hadn't done much this half yet, but he just did there. He'll get it again. And he's got another good gain again. Out across the 48-yard line. Or under 12 minutes. In the middle of the line this time, and he bounced out of there and almost got a first down. He just sort of squirted out of the pile. Here he comes again. First down to the 45-yard line. At the 45, first down. They fake it to him. Henny, plenty of time, goes across the middle. Brian Thompson, the fullback. And he's going to be close to a first down at the Minnesota 34. Now it's back to Hart. And Hart into the secondary. Mike Hart inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. He goes for 15 more. Now he's over 100 again. Here's the give to Hart again behind his fullback, and Minnesota waiting for him. Banks makes a stop, and it's going to be a loss of a couple. 3 wideouts for Henny on second down and 12. Play clock winding down. Henny throws wide. Oh boy, that could have been dangerous too. Manningham, the intended receiver.
And that's why he had to throw it wide, is because the cornerback on that side, that's Harris, was inside and looking for an interception.
Third down and long. Here's a slip screen on the inside run as Manningham again, but there's a lot of traffic in there, and he only got about 3 or 4 yards. Just tucked inside the left hash, a 34-yard field goal attempt. Rivas to try to get Michigan the lead, and he missed this one as well. Wide to the left. Minnesota from the 20 now after the missed field goal. Again, Maroney is the tailback in that triple receiver set at the bottom of your screen, but it's Russell in his spot in the backfield who carries it out for 8 yards for Minnesota. Good start.
They've got an opportunity to win in the big house. They haven't had it. They haven't won the last couple of years.
The give to Maroney, and he's all bottled up after only a yard gain. Third down and a yard. Maroney in a stretch play, got it for the first down across the 31-yard line. First down.
We're not the play.
Cupido. Oh, Maroney wasn't quite ready for it, or the ball was thrown behind him. Well, Lamar Woodley laid the wood to Cupido, who's still down.
He had a little problem in the backfield, so he had to get rid of it. Woodley got in there.
Remember, the last time Woodley hit Cupido, Brian ended up going to the locker room, at least temporarily, and then came back out after only missing a snap or so. Big Lamar Woodley, who can really bring the heat. Here he comes. And that hurts.
Oh, that got the wind knocked out of you.
A crash landing.
Woodley got underneath his arm, and then when he hit the ground, that 255 pounds of Woodley just knocked the air out of him.
Woodley with 2 big hits, and both times the Minnesota quarterback has gone to the sideline. So now the pressure's on Tony Mortensen, or should we say the pressure's on that offensive line and Gary Russell and Lawrence Maroney.
Yeah, and don't think that Michigan and Jim Herman, the defensive coordinator, don't know that.
Exactly. And he's going to throw. Helps quarterback draw. That's not going anywhere either. Here's a big play for Minnesota. Third down and a dozen. Maroney. Can he stretch it out there far enough? Michigan knows he's going to get the ball. And they stop him. He's taken one the distance today on a kick return. Nice punt. But Breaston going to have to call for the fair catch. And he takes it back at about the 27, 28-yard line. In the fourth quarter, Brad Nessler, Bob Greasy, and Lynn Swan in a tie game between Minnesota and Michigan. Wolverines with a first down at their own 28. Mike Hart slips and goes down. Maybe got a yard. Second down and 10. Henny, plenty of time, throws it out, completes it to Avant. Out to the 40. Looks like the old electric football games back in the day.
Yeah, I like those.
Henny going deep. Avant's a man out there, and Minnesota's got a man in the way, and it's Tremaine Banks. So Michigan going for all of it, and he and Banks get tangled up back there. Pass interference on Minnesota. Avant gets a breather on the sideline. Now it's back to the ground game. And Minnesota knows that Mike Hart's coming normally on first down. He stopped. Mario Reese made the first hit. 2nd and 10 at the 45. Henny from behind. The pressure comes again. He tried to get away from it. Now is it Avant or Manningham or Breston or the tight end, or who's going to get the call? 3rd down and 8. Henny again flushed. And he throws it away.
Yeah, he didn't have anybody to throw the ball to. At least he got rid of the football.
Dominic Jones is standing right at the 10 as Ross Ryan to punt. He can get him up in the air, that's for sure. Remember, Jones dropped the last one, not this time. Takes a safe, fair catch at the 12-yard line. Well, the bad news for Minnesota, the starting quarterback's not in.
Yeah.
From the 13. Mortensen at the controls now and trying to change the play. Russell into the middle of the fray, got out to about the 18-yard line. Woodley will cut him off.
You got one of the best runners in the country and the best line. You got to run it.
Maroney will run it, and he's got a first down. About 2.5 minutes remaining in the ball game as they trot to the line. Minnesota with a first down. Ellerson's a motion man. Here's the toss to Maroney. And Michigan, they put a lick on him out there for no gain. He might have lost a little bit. From its own 25-yard line. Maroney again to the right side. That's just not working over there.
I would think Michigan will take a timeout here.
Russell from the tailback spot. He might do it, and he does. Russell down the sideline, trying to outrun the Michigan defenders all the way down to the 15-yard line.
Unbelievable.
On 3rd and 10, Gary Russell almost took it to the barn. 61-yard run by Gary Russell. Here it comes.
That's the offensive line. They all stay on their blocks.
Ellerson gets a good one.
Just stay with your man. Everybody just stayed with their men. Nobody pulling. Huge play.
And now Minnesota is in the driver's seat. There's about 1:10 left in regulation. Maroney covers up the football and tries to get it in the middle of the field. Remember, Michigan's out of timeouts. So the clock will wind, and it will be under a minute shortly, and we're just guessing by that because the time's being kept on the field. The stadium clock is not working here at the Big House. 55 seconds, and they'll start it again. Right in the middle of things is what they want to do. They're going to play for a kick to try to win it on the road. And there's the man, and sometimes teams just completely leave those guys alone. But you saw Ellerson give him a little rap on the head. Giannini is a redshirt freshman out of Canton, Ohio, and all the pressure is going to be on his foot here shortly. And the last time Minnesota beat Michigan was '86. That's one of only 2 times since 1968. Did I give you enough streaks there? You get the message, I think.
Yes.
And I think the sideline of Minnesota has that same message in mind. And Cupido has come out to hold. Giannini for the win. The kick on the way, and it's good. And Minnesota at Michigan, 23-20. We're not quite sure if the game's over, but if it's not, there's only a second or 2 remaining. And remember, with Cupido not being able to hold, out comes Kusek, the punter, and he puts it down perfectly. And then the reaction on the sideline. Well, I know the Minnesota people are saying it's a long time coming.
Oh, yeah. What a huge, huge kick and a huge win for Minnesota.
Here's the kick, fielded by one of the up men. They're going to try a little razzle-dazzle here. The ball is loose. Breaston might get a shot at it. He picks it up and he fumbles it. Still going, and now it's all over. Minnesota has won the jug, and they are coming to the Michigan sideline. What a scene. And what a run by Gary Russell on 3rd and 10. And Minnesota goes 75 yards in 2 minutes and 48 seconds. They kick a field goal to win. And boy, I don't know if there's anything in there right now, but it'd taste pretty sweet to Glenn Mason if he took a swig. First win ever for Glenn Mason, and he's with Lynn Swan.
You know, we've had some tough battles against Michigan, and I preach all the time, if you just hang in there, something good will happen. You know what? I'm going to finally get to see what that damn jug looks like.
Well, Coach, the Low Brown Jug is the oldest trophy in college football. You're taking it back to Minnesota. You got an opportunity to put that in your trophy case for the next year. Go enjoy it.
It means a tremendous amount to us, I'll tell you that.
Congratulations,
Thank
Coach.
you very much.